Greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to the night shift. Wait, you can't see me. Hey. How you doing? Welcome to another brand spanking new week right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It is community and finance night. How was your strong end? Was it good for you? Good. So we're ready to take on another work week, right? Well, some people work week started yesterday, and some people work week just never ends. But either way, it's a brand new night shift week. So welcome, glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. And you have my word, I wouldn't even try. Big ups to all those who are locked in on TuneIn Radio and all the affiliates. We're going to go through them and big up some people in a minute. But until then, let's start the party. This is Swappy and Ultimate Rejects. Party starts.
It's Raman Ramajay. That is all away. Give me a drink from the case right now. I wanna drink out the case right now. Give me wine and space right now. Give me the rhythm for me waist. Bidi 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 boom bam toy toy. 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 Everybody we going. We going by the bar again. Put some liquor in me head.
Okay. All right.
Free up yourself. Hold on to somebody.
Hey, listen, you got to mom. I want to say right now, big ups and thank you to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in the moment is priceless, you want to capture your moment, whether stills or video, go ahead and give them a call. Pulse Media Group, 754-999-6020. Or visit them at pulsecmg.com. If you wanna have a moment like what you're seeing right here on kevinstew.com, Pulse Media can take care of you. They can host your site, give it a video streaming capabilities. I tell you, it's a one-stop shop. They can take care of you. Thanks to Pulse Media Group. When you call them, just tell them you heard about them right here on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. I want to say welcome to each of those tuning in on TuneIn Radio. Those across the pond, One Harmony Radio.
Yourself, free up yourself.
Yeah, man, just free up yourself. Those tuning in on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. WGLRO. With the Donnie Walker Morning Show, taking you from the streets to the streets. PEMGTV.com. And of course, right here, the home of the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew, KevinStew.com. Inviting everybody to call a friend, tell a friend, and tell them to come jump into the stew pot, where we keep things bubbling. Others call it a chat room, but we're fancy over here. It's the stew pot. I want to say big ups to Marlon, reggae music edutainer extraordinaire, host of Real Rockers. Happens every Monday and Wednesday just before my show. And our guest hanging out in the chat room, big ups to you. I know somebody who's ready for the party to start. In fact, I think this man is always ready to party. And you might be deceived just looking at him because, he's always cool. If there's one thing about this guy, he's always cool. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I want to introduce to you the man of the moment, Mr. Paul, Mr. Flavors Johnson.
Blessed love, Kevin. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Yes, sir. It's been a while in the making, but nothing happened before it's time.
Yes, indeed.
Now, Paul, I want you to understand, although you are no stranger to radio, you are new to the night shift. And this is how this goes.
Yes.
Tonight, it's really the Mr. Flavors show, and I am facilitating it. That's how it goes. Just so that you understand. Okay. So, once you get that, what it turns out to be is you and I having a conversation and a bunch of people eavesdropping. And they have the opportunity to jump in on the conversation, the conversation, the dialogue, by way of the stew pot, or they can call or text. Now, those tuning in, just so that you know, a quick reminder, it's 773-789-STEW. 773-789-7839. That gets you in touch. So, you can call and talk to Paul directly. You can text. You can jump into the stew pot and message. And for those of you overseas listening in, don't feel left out. Skype is there. Kevin.stew. Nice and easy. You have no excuse. All right. So, Mr. Flavors.
Yes, sir.
This is how we embark on this journey. The journey that took you from Paul to Mr. Flavors, because this had to start somewhere. And a lot of people who are new to South Florida have heard the name Mr. Flavors. And they've been to a retro movement event and they've seen you around, but they don't know the story. So, my job tonight is to facilitate you as you tell the story. Because there are many sides to the Paul Johnson coin. In fact, you're not even a coin. I don't even know what kind of object that is. I don't know if they have a name for that shape. So,
well,
start us off, because this started somewhere. Start us off, because I know this is going to come. Boy, when I was about 3 years old, somebody did. Start us off, Paul. Tell us how it got started. Introduce us to Paul.
All right, Kevin. All right. Well, first, let me thank you, and let me say welcome to all the listeners on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
Thank you, thank you. You're welcome.
I'm indeed Mr. Flavors from another mainstream radio.
Mm-hmm.
Many people over the years wondered, why am I called Mr. Flavors?
That's one of my questions, but
So to the answer to that, let me take you a few years back. Somewhere about 1980, 1979, I came to South Florida out of New York.
mm-hmm.
And I had a passion to make ice cream. My grandmother used to do that spin bucket thing with coleslaw and all that thing back in our country. And I loved the idea. It seemed very novel to me. So I said, well, let me try and do this the scientific way now.
Okay.
And we just rolled out. That was the beginning of Tropical Flavors, the original Tropical Flavors ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So we went into franchising and we went into manufacturing distribution, and that's how the whole Mr. Flavors came.
Hey, make it sound like a short story.
Out of that, I was able to create what has become a popular hit at the Jerk Festival. I was the one who originated and created the Jerk ice cream.
Oh, nice.
Now, a lot of people didn't know I've been featured on the Food Network a couple of times. And
what?
multiple newspaper articles, Miami and all over. And we've just been running with it. Family got involved, kids start running the business, and a whole host of changes. So wherever you see Tropical Flavors ice cream, it's indeed my pet.
That is you.
Took a break from that. I decided that I'm going to go into promotions.
Okay.
Hence, I went into radio, and I've been doing mainstream radio now for somewhere about 3 years. On a popular Saturday show.
Mm-hmm.
One of the show is called Up Close and Personal, and one of the major segments of the show is a segment called Meritone Memories,
right?
Where we pretty much pay homage to a 70-year-old institution called Meritone,
mm-hmm.
which was Winston Blake and his three brothers. Started in Morant Bay back in the 50s, 1950 to be exact.
Right.
My function there, as always, I've been collecting music forever and ever, but I started a live stream network called Streaming on the Go back in 2013. And I was the only live streamer that was able to do a mobile streaming where I went from location to location.
Right.
Started out at Shelley's at Sunset Strip, then we moved to Fins and Things. Then we moved to Top Up, now the Gardens, then we moved to the Waterfalls. Year here,
no
6
moments.
months here, year there. Now moments.
Mm-hmm.
I was the first and only guy who found out how to integrate 2 live streams into one with basic equipment. So I was live streaming on my network, Streaming on the Go, and I was live streaming on Collector's Corner at the same time. One stream, but the network split.
Yeah.
So I've always had a passion for doing things differently.
Mm-hmm.
I've never pretty much taken anything, because in this world, nothing is new. You just have to take it and make it your own.
Right.
So whatever I've adopted, I've pretty much just made it my own.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, with the help, of family.
And
a
few close friends.
And a few close friends. And that's just pretty much my life. The promotion as it is right now, out of the radio came a very popular cruise called the Maritime Memories Cruise, and we did the first cruise to Havana, Cuba last year. And that went very well. Our current president decided that he wants to stop all cruise ships from going into Cuba, so we were not able to go back to Cuba this year, but we're going to switch gears, and we're going to an exclusive island in Haiti called Labadee.
Oh, nice.
We're gonna do a huge thing down there. Then we leave Labadee. We leave here the 22nd of February. Go to Labadee. Then we go to Falmouth, Jamaica, where we dock in Falmouth and we do an exclusive excursion from Falmouth up into Prairie on an exclusive beach to commemorate Meritone's 70 years of music. So for us, it's pretty much all about the music, the brand, the legacy called Meritone.
Yeah.
As from the moment I start live streaming and collecting, it was more so all about the preservation of vinyl music.
Yeah, yeah.
Because when I started to live stream, all my shows were with live DJs playing vinyl only.
And there are only a few of those in South Florida right now.
Well, at the time, a lot of other CD players, they came out, and everybody was playing vinyl because I just didn't allow computer or anything else to be played on my show, strictly vinyl. And I've had all the top of the tops DJ all over, from Atlanta to New York to Jamaica to South Florida to Britain. They've all played on my show.
Nice.
So it's been a journey, and it has more segued into promotion and radio, and a touch of ice cream here and there. So in a nutshell, that's Flavors. That is Mr. Flavors. And,
no, that is Mr. Flavors. That's a piece of Mr. Flavors. No.
Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah, that's a piece of Mr. Flavors that is happening now. And so I have to ask the question. You mentioned your grandmother making ice cream back in the day. Tell us a little bit about that, Paul. What was it then that got you into the love of music that you have now? Because there has to be some connection.
Kevin, you seem to be a skilled interviewer because you just basically try to pull it out of me, right?
Well, I tell you, you and I having a conversation. The two of us, we're chatting away. We have never had the opportunity, Paul, to sit down and just reason. It just so happens that we have a few people eavesdropping.
Well,
and it's being recorded.
I wish I had more time tonight because
What do you mean?
I'm cutting another project short to facilitate this right now. But nevertheless, I have been involved in the music business from Bobby King Phillip. I've produced music. I've distributed music exclusively. I've done quite a bit.
Is it these shot, these brush it over kind of that not going to work, Paul? The little brush it over thing not going to work tonight,
And you put me on notice that you need the whole story.
I told you this. I told you this from last week. So.
Yeah. But I just name a few. I've attached to some very popular hit tunes. Earl Donkey, Lick Away, different. I had that exclusively for the New York area. General Echo, Sex Education on the Class, had that exclusive for New York. And a label called Arawak. Arawak was the label back then. And produced quite a bit of hits. Number one hit was Janet K. Still Games. Went number one in London, in England, in Europe.
Yeah.
Uh, then we went to did quite a bit of work with Matumbe, Dennis Bovell. That's how I met Eddie Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole host of things. You know, there's a tune by Louisa Mark, Sixth Street, released out in New York exclusively. Released quite a few albums for Prince Jamis. When he was Prince Jamis, now he's King
King
Jamis.
Jammy. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what happened when you grew up.
You know, did some work with Bunny Lee called Striker.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a bit of things, music-wise.
Don't let humility get the better of you right now. Humility out the window right now. We're talking the things.
So, you know, I've remained pretty humble. You know,
I can see that.
Don't need to wear a, you know, sign on my forehead. But,
you see,
you know,
that's just
it
it,
is
you
what
know.
it is.
It's not about wearing the sign, you know, Paul. It's about people understanding when they see a Mr. Flavors or a retro movement on a flyer, the kind of thing that is behind all of that. Because in order for you to be who you are now, there are certain things that you'd have had to have gone through and a few things that you've had to have done. And here it is, Marlon, the big music editor extraordinaire, says, I know these tunes and I didn't know of Paul's involvement. And here it is now. This is the thing. I know there are a lot of people that listen to your show on a Saturday that don't know this side of Paul.
Yeah, that's true.
I know there are a lot of people out there walking around and say, hey, yeah man, Paul, I'm a brethren. And they don't know this side of Paul.
And that's true. Well, musically, you know, it really, really started at Channel 1.
You were involved with Channel 1?
Bridget of mine named Paul Hutton from Sullivan, and I produced a tune. They really together. Some people call it always together.
Mm.
Jar White, and it was harmonized then by Ducky.
Mm-hmm.
We used Ducky from Black Hole to do the harmony. But there was a tune before that with an artist, a very unknown artist by the name of Marshall Jerry, and he also used the name Well Pleased and Satisfied. I was managing for a while. We had a big tune called Barberman Ballin'.
Mm.
Barberman Ballin', the youths them start them cheer. Released that in London on Trojan Records. Striker Lee heard the tune, had Dennis Brown copied the tune, recorded the tune, and came out with it. So that was my claim to fame. So it's been a journey. It's been a journey, and there's so many pieces I can't remember right now, but that was really where it started. You know, don't work with Green Sleeves, don't work with Mr. Palmer. We have Archive out of Craven Park in England. And a whole host of artists, but credit due to Dennis Bovell from Matum because he was really the hitman on Janet Kay's Silly Games,
Mm-hmm.
which blew up the English chart.
Okay.
And I had a partner called Patrick Kahn. So it was Paul and Patrick on Arawak. So the whole journey to New York, you know, we just went extensively, released records, ran into Witty from Witty's music. You remember Witty label with Shedderton, the Horseman.
Okay. All right.
Man to get Koof and all them tunes.
Yes.
The first record Witty ever released was done by me.
What do you mean?
A tune.
Done by you.
No, it was a tune with Yellowman that he got from his cousin, Gussie Clark.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't know nothing about the business. I was already in the business, so I took it and put it out, got it released and everything, and that's how Witty got his first start in the record business.
I know.
Music Master was a label.
You see, you're talking these things now, Paul. I know Marlon over there getting goosebumps and rubbing his arms and things.
Marlon is the man.
Marlon said,
Marlon know a
I
lot of
need to chat with you sometime without the eavesdroppers. So, and you know how Marlon go deep. So,
Yeah, we need time. But the journey long, from Shelleyton to, Count Shelley. Only for history, Bridget. Only for history. Willow, big singer. I had the pleasure of running into one of my favorite singers right now, and Wayne Jarrett.
mm-hmm.
A big tune, youth man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, a lot of things, man. A lot of things, Need more time to get into it. But on the surface, that's basically a little bit of the journey. You know what I mean?
See now, you are skilled in the art of letting people come back for more.
That's why they call me Mr. Flavors, because I change the flavors from time to time. But credit is due to my family still, Lady Barbara Barrett, Dr. Barrett, my daughter Lauren, my daughter Tamika,
Mm-hmm.
my son Cameron, my son Marlon, my son Cadell.
Are they all involved in retro
They've
movement?
been, they all have been involved, and they continue to assist. You see them at the doors, you see them running the bars, you see them doing different, you know what I mean? But
Right.
they've been involved from ice cream days till now, so they pretty much know everything.
You see,
That
is how you build an empire right there. You have your idea, you bring your family in, and you sit them down and you have a conversation and say, listen. And I'm not saying this is how it happened with you. You'd have to tell me. But in my head, this is how it works. You bring in the family and you say, listen, first people I should be able to trust is you. So you have to be the first extensions of me, and this is my idea. Who on board? Let's see, raise of hands. Is that how it is with you? Is that how it went with you when you got started? Because that's how it goes in my head.
Yes, it pretty much went that way. As you know, with family, you're always butting heads, but you get it worked out. But my family is deep. It's 6 brothers and sisters, and my mom. My dad has passed, but they're all take turns in assisting. All my brothers and sisters and my mom, they're all play an integral part in all my events. As a matter of fact, the rum punch for this week is made by my mom, so you know that is.
All right, I come in. I showing up. If for nothing else, for the rum punch. So you can put on a bucket just for me.
So
not a cup, a bucket.
Saturday 24th.
Yes.
Of August is all about Where It's At. Now, Where It's At is a cultural event. I started back in 1970 on Jamaica Broadcasting Corporation, more popular known as JBC. 6 p.m. on a Saturday. All who do have TV can go to Mother Brown house.
Yes.
Watch them foot stomp on her veranda. She turned the TV on the veranda.
Right.
And you watch Where It's At.
Yes.
The concept of Where It's At was that the producer, Alfonso Walker, went downtown, secured some downtown dancers from the ghetto, brought them uptown. They came uptown. They brought the fashion, the clothes, the shoes. They brought the music. They brought the culture. They brought the dance.
Right.
And that became an uptown thing. But it was powered by ghetto people. And I say that not to disrespect, but I say it for people to understand where the thing and how the thing started. Whole heap of talent come out of the ghetto. Whole heap of talent.
Right.
At the time in the 70s, Jamaica was known for a tremendous amount of dance groups. One of the most popular dance groups is a Scorch dance group with Paul Mazzucca, Courtney Hamilton,
Mm-hmm.
Jughead, Soulto, and a few others. They were the ones that first left Jamaica to go into the Cayman Islands and into the US as openers for big shows. Their most popular dance was the Manly Buchanan S90 scam. They created the S90 scam.
I have never heard of that skank.
The S90 scam, yes indeed.
Maybe I've seen it, maybe I've done it, but I've never heard of
Maybe you have.
it.
But there were many other dance groups, like the Trans Dance Group, which was the focus of Maxi Clans, which is an iconic dancer in Jamaica. And he's coming up to perform at the Weird Set reunion.
Nice.
His name is Maxwell Tracy. They call him Maxi Clans because he used to be one of the dancers in Trans Dance Group.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the famous Noel James, the owner of Ginger Bay,
Right.
with a member of the dance group as well.
Really?
You have Patrick D, the icon Patrick D. They used to call him Shiny Eye back in the days. He was in a dance group. You have Clovis Ford. Used to be a dance group. You have Big Belly Sky Juice. Used to be a part of a dance group called Black X. I was talking to Freddie McGregor last week, and he was also in the studio many times dancing up a storm at Where's That. So the alumni is deep.
Wow.
It spreads all over, and it's not just the guys. There's ladies like D. Bennett, D.B. Bennett,
Mm-hmm.
Linton, the wife of Arrows Hi-Fi. You had Pauline Keep It Real Richards, who is also another savvy dancer that lives here in South Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And a whole host of others, names I just can't even mention right now. So where it's at is always a reunion. A reunion with a vision, a bigger vision inside.
Now I get it.
So this is the third year, and we're moving to the fourth next. So we want to get past this. But this year is going to be totally different from any other year in terms of the presentation. A whole lot of surprises, a whole lot of things that are going to be happening right now once you get to the venue and you get inside the venue.
Mm-hmm.
So we won't spill the beans, but come prepared for a tremendous amount of excitement. It's $500 cash for the two best outfits. Maxi Clans will be presented with the iconic award from People Profile.
Okay.
And several other things, for his work, community work and efforts throughout over the last 30 years in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of things will be happening. And of course, it's my birthday, so I'll be celebrating my birthday.
Earth Day celebrations turned up.
Along with the popular Marcia Razmataz.
Mm-hmm.
She's celebrating her birthday, so we're gonna be cutting a cake together.
Nice.
So it's a whole host of activity, man, and I urge people to go on out to the ticket outlets because we only have a limited amount of pre-sold tickets left. An extremely limited amount. Once that is done, the prices go up.
Right.
In Miramar, they can go to Sam's West Indian Store. In Miami, it's Kingston Delight and Tropical Oasis.
Mm-hmm.
In Fort Lauderdale, it's Rainbow Variety Store and Mama's Kitchen. And in Coral Springs, it's Reggae and Things. In West Palm Beach, it's Caribbean Shores Restaurant. So they have quite a spread.
Yeah.
I urge them to go on out and secure their tickets. Because where it's at, believe me, it's going to be off the chain.
And and if anybody wants to call for tickets, can they do that?
Yes, they can call 786-295-3619. Again, that's 786-295-3619. And of course, musically, they'll be entertained by Glamour Wayne, world's famous Glamour Wayne out of New York, and South Florida's own, the musical youth, Mark Swaby.
Yeah.
And it's hosted by yours truly. Dress 70s. It's a 70s theme party. It's a 70s theme.
No.
And today it has been the biggest 70s theme party in South Florida.
No, if you can't get to dress 70s.
You can come as you are.
Okay.
You can come as you are. The music is going to span the 70s through the 90s.
Nice. Very nice.
Gates open at 8 p.m. and we close off somewhere around 3 a.m. or thereafter.
Where are these gates?
The event is taking place at the Sawgrass Inn.
Okay.
And that's 1711 North University Drive.
In
Sunrise,
Plantation.
University and Sunrise.
Right, just south of University. Just south of Sunrise on
Sunrise.
University.
Yeah, on University, right next to Denny.
Right.
Right. So, I urge everybody to come on out. Let's do the line dance with the Icon Maxi Plans.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's an annual reunion. It's a dance party. It's a soul train. It's a cultural revolution. And it's a big celebration year to year, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
Yes.
It's a cultural experience, the dance extravaganza, where it's at. When Soul Train started, I believe it was 69. Soul Train came to Jamaica to secure some of the where it's at dancers, and they selected about 4 or 6 dancers to come to do their thing on Soul Train. But at the last minute, it didn't pan out because they didn't want to pay, what was necessary.
Right.
MTV as before they launched, also did the same thing. Try to recruit some of the dancers from where it's at. So where it's at has been around. It's been around, and it's rich in culture, a lot of history. It's not just the music, but you know that the music is the catalyst for advancement. It's the easiest way to get to people. It's the easiest way.
Right. It is.
Kids pay attention to music. They learn through music.
Right.
So when you add a dance to it, it makes it even more so easier.
Yeah, that adds the motion adds some memory to the music. Yeah.
Right. So where it's at, just like Breezing, I do these 3 events yearly. Breezing on the Bay was Memorial Day, and then we have Breezing on Boxing Day, which is on Boxing Day.
Right.
And then where it's at. So those are the 3 events we look forward to, and then there's a cruise.
And the cruise. So now it's 4.
Right. So I'm actively involved with Marathon. I'm committed to Marathon. I eat, sleep, and breathe Marathon. And I'm working currently with Mr. Monty Blake, who has been instrumental in, keeping the thing real and allowing me the privilege to embrace Marathon the way I have.
Nice.
So,
nice.
Kev, in a nutshell, my brother, I have to book some more time with you, boy. And I think,
definitely.
I hope the listeners have been able to learn a thing or two.
No, man, I'm just upset that this other thing you couldn't finagle some more time away from this other thing, because
as we speak, I have 2 people in front of me with a big flat pointing to it.
Yeah, I know that look. But Paul, I want to thank you for taking the time out to come and hang out with us and share a little bit about who Paul is, because who Paul is spills over into what Paul does, and that's where we get all the flavors of Mr. Flavors.
Yes, sir.
And so, because of these two people that frowning up them face right now, um, we're going to have to you will have to come back and do a, a less abbreviated show
Okay,
because
sir. All
I
right.
don't
You
think
got
we
it.
can
You
still
got
get
it.
everything into that one full show
Yeah, you got it.
because and
You got it.
there's going to have to be that time in high school when and you'd get in trouble for it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah,
So
man. We can go deeper in the music. You know, as you know,
yes.
Tad's record is pretty much the number one label right now.
Mm-hmm.
George Nook's album for you, the brand new Master Griffiths called Timeless, in which
Timeless. Yes.
she does a tribute to Studio One.
Right.
Tad's a bona fide brethren from way back in the years back in New York. He's been through retail sales, he's been through distribution. As a matter of fact, Tad was one of the wickedest drummers in New York. A lot of people don't even know that. You know,
Really.
yeah, because he used to play on a session band with Bullwacky Studios. So it's a whole host of things, man.
Marlon would Marlon would probably have known that.
Well, you probably might have known that. Well, he's familiar with Brad's, and Brad's is the one that was the main stable. Then out of Brad's came Tad's, out of Brad's came Moody's.
Wow.
Out of Tad's came John. You know that tune, Entertainment is a Form of Enjoyment. That came
Yes.
out of Tad's record with John. Whole heap of history. Tanker, Jeremy, the Big Penthouse. He's the one that produced the Marshall Griffiths Timeless. A whole host of things, boss. But we'll
And you're
talk again.
connected with all of them.
All of them.
No, Paul. No, Paul. No, Paul.
We'll come back. I'm going to give you the exclusive return.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. We need to chat. We need to chat. And people want to hear. People want to get to know you. So that we can get more people supporting. Because
Yes,
people have a
indeed.
way to connect and support with those that they connect with.
Right.
So
Right.
see Marlon saying Tad sings as well.
Yes.
And
But indeed, I must emphasize, I didn't do this by myself. You know what I mean? I had a strong support of family.
hmm
Yeah,
yes.
strong support.
And from the beginning of
And
the show you've been mentioning family. So
yes, sir.
the
So the thing go, So the thing go.
you need to get few of them on notice so that we can
Yeah.
have that conference call with a couple of them
All
um,
right.
when you come back on, and we'll
All
talk
right.
about scheduling that.
All right, Marlon. So it's about that time, and I want to thank you, Marlon, for
It-
having
It's,
these flavors
it's,
on the night
it's,
shift.
it's me you're talking to. It's Kevin you're talking to.
Kevin Stew, yeah, Kevin Stew, yeah. I want to thank you, Kevin, for having me on the night shift tonight, and I look forward to return pretty
Oh
shortly.
yes. Oh yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the air, listening wherever you are in the air, I want to thank you for your indulgence. And when I return, I promise you, it will be even better.
No, we don't make
Until
promises on the
then,
night shift. We give our word.
we give our word.
Yes. Yes,
Until
sir.
then, God bless and keep you. Peace, love, and courage. I'm Mr. Flavors, and I'm gone. Thank you.
Blessings, man. We'll talk. We'll talk.
Okay. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Flavors had to kind of book it. So he couldn't stick around for the whole time. And I know some people were really getting into it and starting to take notes and draw strings and make connections. And yeah, Marlon, the New York connection in reggae music is very strong. But a lot of us don't really know how strong it is until we hear little stories like this. So I encourage people to come out on Saturday night. Go on out there. Have you book some time? Go get your pre-sold tickets because you don't want the price going up. Did he give the price of the pre-sold tickets? I don't think he did enough. But go ahead and give a call up. Where it's at is happening this Saturday, August 24. Doors open at 8 p.m. It's happening at Sawgrass Inn, 1711 North University Drive in Plantation, Florida. And you can contact Sam's West Indian Store in Miramar, Kingston Delight in Miami, Tropical Oasis in Miami, Rainbow Variety Stores in Fort Lauderdale, Mama's Kitchen in Fort Lauderdale, and in Coral Springs, Reggae and Things, and in Palm Beach, Caribbean Choice Restaurant. But for any information, all the information you want, 786-295-3619. That's 786-295-3619. Give them a call. Ask all you need to ask about what's happening with where it's at for Saturday. I want to say thanks again to Paul. He's already gone to take care of some matters. But thanks again to Paul. I want to say thanks to Althea and her healing heavenly hands for sponsoring this segment of the show. Althea will come to you wherever you are in Broad County, North Miami-Dade County, South Palm Beach County. She has her table, she has her oils, and she has her healing heavenly hands. Give her a call, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Or email her at thealater@att.net. Also, coming up this Saturday is the Coal Fire Brunch. And that happens at 410 North Andrews Avenue in Fort Lauderdale. And listen, I was at the last brunch and I am still tasting the food. Not that it giving me heartburn or anything, but it tastes so good. And some of the memories that last come from smell. And, well, some of the strongest memories come from smell, which is closely associated with taste. So, because the food tasted so good and I can still smell it right now, yeah, Coal Fire Brunch. It's happening this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Coal Fire Restaurant and Catering, the home or the location of the soon to come Coal Fire Restaurant. And your tickets for your brunch ranges from $20 to $30, and you can get tickets on Eventbrite. Again, you want to jump on this quick. They have bottomless passion fruit. You have Caribbean twist mimosas. You have Caribbean style buffet. It's done the Coal Fire way, and the Coal Fire way is an experience. Just so that you know, it is an entire experience. You have to be there to experience it. One more thing I want to touch on before I take the other part of this break. Yeah, it's community and finance. You have to go through the community stuff. I want to send big ups to. Oh, and there she is too, Julianne. Big ups. JillianJ.com. This piece that is being featured by Jillian J for the month of August is a black, green, and gold piece, and it's a set: earrings, necklace, bracelets, and they can be worn individually. They can be worn in combination. You can mix and match them. Give Julian a call, 954-281-2587, or visit our email jmarie@jillianj.com. That's jmarie@GILLIAN-J.com. And check out the site. The site is being updated regularly. Check out the site. But that's a featured piece from Jillian J for the month of August. And coming up at the end of the month is the first of many workshops to come. The MJ Media Group workshop series. this one is bound to be quite the experience. This workshop series features Melissa Jane talking about productivity tools. You have community resources being addressed by Paula Scott with PS Youth Outreach. You have Julianne Lee with Jillian J LLC talking about the power of appearance. There she is again. Julianne is everywhere, and it's a good thing. It's a very good thing because you want people like Julianne to be around. And when you go to this event and you see Julianne, you'll know why. Just give her a talk, right? You have personal finance and taxes being addressed by Wendell Moore. You have home buying tips. That's going to be addressed by Dr. Marcia Dimas. And you have the winning ticket being presented by Steve Barrow, business mentor, motivational speaker. This is happening at Lauderhill Central Park Library, 3810 Northwest 11th Place in Lauderhill. And for information, you want to contact Melissa at 954-279-3893. Please register. Seats are limited. It is happening on the 31st of August from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. It's just 2 hours. It's free, but you have to register because only so many people can fit, and we don't want problems. So please don't try to go around the thing. Do it the right way. Register for the event and make sure you have your seat secured. Right? We can do that. We can all do that. Right? It shouldn't be a problem. Shouldn't be a big deal. So that takes care of that part of community and finance. For tonight, we're going to run through some ads real quick. We're going to take a little break real quick. And we come back and take a... I'm now torn if I'm going to do an early musical therapy or I'm going to touch on some finances, because there's some things I want to talk about as it relates to how we deal with our finances, especially when we get into debt. And sometimes it gets to the point where we have to get that call. And nobody seems to have a liking for that call. Yeah, the call from the people who want to collect the money or collect on that debt. Yeah, nobody seems to want to hear from that call, but you have the debt. But anyway, let me not get carried away. So we're gonna take a quick little break. When we come back, we'll figure out whether or not we're going to talk some more, or we're going to get into an early musical therapy. But you can give me your feedback too. What's it? Talk a little bit more, get into musical therapy, or mix up the two. Yeah, we're taking it. We're loosening the tie tonight. We're loosening the necktie. We're not being so rigid with it tonight. All right. So we'll be right back.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Are you crazy about the music industry? You aspire to hit it big in music? Or maybe you've sweated out a soulful killer beat and are now stuck finding it's not as easy as it looked. Oh, but it can be easy for you with JTMC. We've been there. We know how it feels. So we solve challenges like production, promotion, marketing, branding and development, and more. With over 30 years of experience, JTMC is a one-stop shop for artists. We handle your graphic design, writing services, PR, as well as event planning, e-blasts, artist management, and bookings, so also your website and social media needs as well. We're experts in using creativity to persuade audiences on behalf of artists, drawing on our diverse experience to create projects that connect with audiences intellectually and emotionally. Artist success is everything to us, and our years of experience and commitment will be behind you for every one of your needs. If you've got music for the world to hear, whether you're a new or established artist, visit us at jtmcenterprise.com.
Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind, and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school, I learned that I'm ugly and useless. And in gym, I learned that I'm pathetic and a joke. In history, I learned that I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me.
In biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid. And in math, I learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn
is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
JTMC Music presents the highly anticipated, much talked about, The Juggling Rhythm Volume 1. This classic rhythm takes on a new life with tracks from both established artists and introduces some incredible new voices. Get your dancing shoes ready with The Juggling Rhythm, featuring international reggae dancehall artist Mr. Vegas, alongside Ian Sweetness, Ed Robinson, Jack Radix, Hezron, Dangling, Joanna Marie featuring Galaxy B, Denny Ranks featuring Jawiz, Ambalik, Christine Alicia, Yishka. Also the new sensations on the rhythm, Seal, Danger Lee, Marquis Skelenar, Zachary. Available on all digital media outlets. The Juggling Rhythm. Get it, get it, get it.
Yes. Akar Mantino, I'm making notes right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
Understand, though God can make you feel the way you do. I
son of the Anthem Band. Brand new music from them. I like it.
Good loving for sure, baby. I like the way it flow, darling. Especially how you pause, baby. Doing that for me, oh. Good loving for sure, baby. I like the way it flow, darling. Especially how you pause, baby. Doing that for me, oh. Baby girl, I wanna know the deal. Really don't care if the sign and seal. All I can see is you and me. Baby girl, that's the way it's supposed to be. Tell you the truth, me not gonna tell you no lie. Really wanna slide up between them thighs. I sure do like the way you move. Baby girl, I like the way you move. Sexy thing you do. I like the way you move.
New music from the Anthem Band. I like the way you move. I want to say thanks to JTMC Enterprise for sponsoring this segment of the show. JTMC providing tour management needs, bookings, promotions, event management, social media management, and entertainment needs. They can take care of anything you need in that era. That area, I should say. Just give them a call, 678-793-8800. Or visit them at jtmcenterprise.com. Yes, Caramanti. Yes. Alright, so just so that I don't get into anything too heavy. You know, there's this whole thing about these people getting married and off the bat starting off their new lives in debt. But a lot of the issue comes from the wedding itself. That is where the debt starts. Many engaged couples are across the world, and this now is not just US based. It's not just limited to the US. Many couples, engaged couples across the world, are actually going into debt by using loans and credit cards to pay for their weddings. In the US, 28% of couples reported going into debt when paying for their weddings. So they're starting off their marriage in problems. There's no other way to put it. Now, we here in the US think that that is pretty bad. But in Peru and Brazil, you have 47% of couples that reported going into debt to pay for their weddings. So, I guess in comparison, we're not that bad, but we're bad nonetheless. Now, planning your wedding can be a stressful time for just about anyone, especially the grooms, because we have to deal with the brides, or the brides to be. Now, and this is regardless of where you are in the world. I think grooms have to deal with them everywhere. But in some countries, a startling percentage of couples report going into debt to pay for their nuptial celebrations, and many rely on loans and credit to help foot the bills. Now, while weddings are notoriously expensive in the US, and wedding debt is undoubtedly a big issue, believe it or not, there are 8 countries where weddings send a greater percentage of couples into debt. Let me go ahead and put a shameless plug in here for some people I know. You see that little wedding expo that happens every year? It can save you a few dollars. So if you go to the wedding expo that happens, or there's a wedding expo that happens in your country, cool. Go and see what you can get plan around that. But the one that happens here in South Florida for the South Floridians and Central Floridians, you can drive down one day. It's not that far. It's not, check it out. Shameless plug for Wedding Expo, a Brides Expo. Shameless plug. I have nothing to do with it. So don't think that is because of my involvement. No. I'm at present I'm not involved in it. But I know the people who are. And this is community and finance night, so to understand the reason. The Knot and Wedding Wire recently released their 2019 Global Weddings report, analyzing the overall cost and average expenses associated with weddings in 14 countries. The study also found a percentage of couples that went into some form of debt through either credit cards or loans in order to pay for their wedding. And to better analyze how the astronomical costs of weddings may affect people in those countries, they also looked at the average annual salaries for people in those countries. So here's how many couples go into wedding debt in 13 different countries, ranked from the lowest percentage to the highest percentage. You ready? We're going to take a journey around the world. So let's go. First off, we're going to Portugal. Average cost for a wedding in US dollars in Portugal, $16,700. Average yearly individual salary in US dollars, $19,930. You have 7% of couples going into debt, into wedding debt. Weddings in Portugal, are expensive, and couples will spend an average of $16,700 on their nuptials. However, again, unlike couples in countries like Peru and Brazil, Portuguese couples rarely use credit cards or loans to pay for wedding day expenses. Then we have Spain. Viva España! Average wedding cost in Spain, $23,400. Average yearly individual salary, $27,150. The amount of couples who go into wedding debt, 15%. Wedding costs in Spain and Italy are relatively high, but fewer couples report going into wedding debt. This could largely be due to more financial support from their parents and families, because they cover roughly 2/3 of all wedding expenses. Different cultures, the family get involved in a different way. Then you have France, and you have $17,600 being the average wedding cost in US dollars. All the costs I'm going to give you are in US dollars. The average yearly individual salary is $38,160. But you have 21% of couples going into wedding debt, which is kind of baffling to me because the average yearly individual salary is that much higher. It's more than twice the amount of an average of the average cost of a wedding. So we shouldn't be having this problem, but I guess other factors come into play. The average number of guests can raise the cost of a wedding exponentially. In European countries like France and Italy, the average number of guests is between 100 and 130. That sounds like a typical wedding here in the US, right? French couples reported spending the most on food, which is not really surprising for a country with extreme dedication to delicious cuisine. So, but still, You're talking about $17,600 versus $23,400 in Spain. But you have less people going into wedding debt in Spain. So that's France, right? Next we have Italy, and we kind of mentioned them just now too. 22,500 is the average wedding cost in Italy. The average yearly individual salary, $31,180. The amount of couples who go into wedding debt, 25%. So on average, couples in Italy receive a great deal of financial support from their parents. Roughly 1 in 4 couples, however, will still go into debt to pay for their weddings. Next on the list is the US of A. $29,200 is the average wedding cost. But the average yearly individual salary is $59,160. So why is it that 28% of couples go into wedding debt? Couples in the US spend the most on average on weddings. Couples in the US also tend to receive less financial support from their families compared to Western European and South American couples, meaning more couples have to pay out of pocket or go into debt for their mega expensive celebrations. Me, personally, off to the courthouse. You want to keep a party? You throw it. We'll be in attendance. Now, it could be a guy thing. I don't know. But that is my position as of right now. The United Kingdom is next. $19,200 is the average wedding cost. The average yearly individual salary, $40,600. Amount of couples that go into wedding debt, 30%. The math doesn't work for me. I just don't get it. And if somebody could explain to me why, I'd greatly appreciate of it. But the math just doesn't add up for me. Couples in the United Kingdom reported spending the most time planning their weddings. As we all know, weddings in the UK can be extremely big. Well, they definitely can be an extremely big deal. Meghan Markle and Prince Harry is an example, right? But they're royalty. However, the average couple getting married in the UK will still spend less on their wedding than couples in the US. But they are slightly more likely to get into debt to pay for their wedding. How? That, again, the math doesn't work for me. Next is Canada. $21,900 is the average wedding cost. $42,790 is the average yearly individual salary. 31% of couples go into wedding debt. Canadian couples reported a high average wedding cost, a whopping $21,900 per wedding. Well, perhaps due to this average price, 1 in 3 couples go into wedding debt. But why? Again, average individual. We're not talking about average couple salary. The average individual salary. So if you have 2 people that one makes 40,000 and one makes 30,000, that's still a huge chunk of money compared to $21,900. So why are they going into debt? So are you telling me that this average yearly individual salary only go to a select few, and the ones who earn less are the ones who are getting married? Somebody please, 773-789-STEW, 773-789-7839. Somebody talk to me. In Argentina, the average cost of a wedding is 3,000. Stay with me. $3,700 US. Average cost of a wedding. The average yearly individual salary in Argentina is $13,030. 37% of couples go into wedding debt. Still, one person is making, what, 4 times the average wedding cost. And 37% still going into debt. Something just, you see, this is where I cannot draw the connection. The dots don't meet. Couples in Argentina spend an average of $3,700 on their weddings and invite around 125 guests. This results in an average cost of $30 per wedding attendee. $30 per attendee. One person making $13,030. So you're planning a wedding for, let's say, 18 months. Between the two of you, you can't save enough. And family members. You can't save enough to not have to go into wedding debt. I sigh. Just a few more. I'm really going to need this musical therapy tonight, boy. Where am I going with this musical therapy? Because I really, really, really going to need it. Alright. Mexico is next on the list. And the average wedding cost in Mexico is $8,600. This one I have more of an understanding for this one. $8,600 is the average wedding cost. $8,610 is the average yearly individual salary. So 39% of individuals going into wedding debt. Well, I would expect that average to be even a little bit higher. I'm surprised that average is only 39% of couples in Mexico facing wedding debt. Wedding costs in wedding guest count in Mexico is the second highest in the world, with the average number of attendees averaging around 185 guests. Big wedding. Weddings in Mexico cost almost as much as the annual individual salary. Big deal. Cool. But only 39% of them going into wedding debt. Compared to other countries where the average wedding cost is, what, 4 times less? Like in Argentina, 4 times less than an individual average salary. Greetings. Welcome to the show.
Greetings, DJ Kevin Stew.
Marlon, the reggae music entertainer extraordinaire himself. Now, for
Yes,
you to be
indeed.
calling and talking about the cost of weddings around the world is an interesting twist.
It certainly is. But it's an interesting topic. So
What you have for me, Marlon?
well, there are a couple of things that I am looking at, based on the information that you're giving. I'm kind of analyzing the information here.
Mm-hmm.
And for one, Mexico is very interesting.
Right.
Bigger wedding, but a smaller fraction of the earnings.
Yes.
And what I think is the reason for that is it might be a bigger wedding, but it might be less elaborate in terms of what the money is being spent on. For example, here in the U.S., you might have to be paying, for example, for limousines for the wedding party. Maybe the bridal party might have one, and the groom's party might have one, or you might have a big one that can fit everybody. That's a big cost. I'm not sure they're doing that in Mexico. So I think it's not. It's more of what the money is being spent on.
All right.
As opposed to the number of people that you might be catering to. Secondly, I think the source of the food might be a big factor as well. In Jamaica, a lot of times, for example, if there is a wedding, you might just buy a goat and buy some groceries and have family members cook the food for all the guests.
Okay.
If you were to have the same amount of food catered like we often do here in the U.S., it's going to cost you a whole lot more.
Well, that makes
having somewhere that caters and have servers and stuff like that will cost a lot more. I think in some of these countries like Mexico, like Jamaica, you might have family and friends do the catering and the serving and things of the sort.
Right. I know when my first marriage in Jamaica was strategically planned. First of all, my ex-wife's family would normally have a big thing for Christmas. I got married on Christmas Day. My ex-wife family would have a big thing at Christmas.
There you go. That was smart.
And what we did was we planned around that. People would already be in the country, so we didn't have to worry about getting people, flying in people for that, because people would already have flown in to celebrate Christmas. Her brother had a large enough house and yard space that we had the reception on the lawn. And the food was already being cooked by family members. And there were enough nieces and nephews to serve.
There you have it.
So my wedding was a big party.
Yeah, and I think these are the differences with some of the countries. Here in the U.S., we tend to go more all out with the expenses, the limousines and a hall and caterers.
Here is the thing. Even if you were to do limousines and apply that kind of strategy where you plan around a family thing that normally happens, it's still cutting down the cost.
That is true. That is certainly true.
It doesn't have to be that exorbitant, and I'm not saying everybody in all around the world should do as Stu do, but you know, you can apply something, a little bit of something else, you know.
But a lot of times, what might happen is there are other things that maybe the marrying couple must have. So you might cut down the cost of the food, by having family members do it. But depending on where you have it, you might have to book a large venue. You might have a full photography and video production, which can be costly. Depending on how you want it done.
Okay.
How professional you want it. So these are the costs, and what it boils down to is some of the things that certain couples must have as part of their wedding versus what other couples might not see as necessary.
I can almost bet that the couples that they're looking at right here are the ones that are getting married for the first time.
And that is true too, and that does make a difference.
Because everybody wants to outdo the last person's wedding. So this person had doves that they released at their weddings. No, they want to have white swans. What?
And
Why?
also, there are people who do get married for that day to be the focal point. You know what I mean? I have heard people talk about it. So there are people who do that to get married just to have that experience.
Well, for me, courthouse, and we can go get drinks after. I don't. If people want to go to a wedding reception, they can go put it on. That's my position right now. You want to party? You want to party at my wedding? You throw me a party. So if ever you
hear
want
you.
to have a party, either you're going to have 5 parties or the 5 of you get together and throw one party. Whichever way you want to work it out, you can work it out. But, and I'm probably taking that position now because I've been married. I don't know. But when I was getting married, then it wasn't a big deal for me either.
I was going to say that because, having that experience can also be a factor.
Yeah.
And while it also depends on who you marry, because that might be your position, but what is the position of the person you are marrying?
So here comes the talk. Babe, you want the 2 swans are swimming and the place doesn't even have a lake. But you want these swans. And you want to have this aisle runner that is personalized, and you want petals all over them, and you want the candles, but the place have fire restrictions, and so you have to pay extra for that. And where does a conversation go that says, listen, all of these things that you want is going to cost this. How about we save this by doing this and take that money and put it towards either our honeymoon or next year's vacation, or we can have our honeymoon as next year's vacation, or we can
and
put
I'm
it to the
sure
house.
these conversations do happen, but there are some things that are non-compromisable for some people. and I think that's how a lot of these situations develop.
So to have that day that will be outdone by the single bridesmaid that is going to get married in 5 years. It's worth getting into debt for?
For some people, yes.
Something must be wrong with my reasoning.
I would guess that some people do think it's worth it, which is why they do it.
I cannot see how that would be worth it. Something must be wrong with me. Either I look at things differently, or something just really wrong with me. Well, yes, I did fall a few times, hit my head when I was a baby, but
Kevin, I don't think there's anything wrong with you and I, but we just have to realize that in this world that we live in, we are so diverse in our ways of thinking.
Mm-hmm.
That just because, you and I see it one way, someone else will see it the opposite way, and they'll be sure that they are right.
I will tell people this.
You can reason them to death, and you still won't get through to them.
I'll tell you this. I am not trying to take anything away from those that weddings are their business. I gave a plug for the Bridal Expo. I'm going to give a plug for Julian right now because she can style you for your wedding. She could even make some accessories for you. So go ahead and use up these people. Call up Coal Fire Restaurants and Catering. They can cater your wedding. Call me up to DJ your wedding and MC it. I am here. All of these services are available. Call up Pulse Media. Let them stream your wedding for you. Or just video it, whichever way you want to do it. Call up JTMC, let them promote it. Call up GMAT Music Solutions, let them provide light and sound for your event. I have call them all up. I don't have
And
a
you know
problem with
what? People that spend a lot on weddings,
Yes.
they keep a lot of people in business.
Yeah. So it's not that I'm trying to take this food out of anybody's mouth or anything like that. I'm not trying to deny anybody. I'm just saying, come on, you're going to get into this kind of debt for it?
You are using basic logic.
How
and
dare I?
That flies over a lot of people's heads.
How dare you, Kevin Stew?
How dare you, DJ Kevin Stew?
Oh, my goodness. Julie
What
says,
nerve you have to use basic, simple logic.
right, and how dare you, Marlon, to agree? Julie says there's more family, more family participation and donation of cash and kind, such as an aunt that makes a wedding dress and a cousin that does bridal party here, and makeup, and uncle that drives and the group drives a group to the church, etc., etc. And the pastor, you'd have to pay them because the pastor is your godfather, and yeah.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of times, the people that we are trying to outdo have a different salary scale than us, and therefore a different budget than we do. So therefore, they're not spending, close to a year's salary. Meanwhile, someone who's having the same kind of elaborate wedding might have to wonder how they're going to meet next month. Basic expenses like the rent payment, car payment if you have one, and they're going to find food.
You also have the prudent partier, who is the one that will say, all right, we're getting married next year. Every month we're putting down this to take care of that.
And there you have it. There are ways to do it wisely.
Yeah, so you don't end up in debt like that. And what you put down, you know that on the wedding day, there are some people who are going to say, I couldn't do the registry thing. I didn't know what to get you. So here's the money to get what you want. When you already know that you went shopping at all the bargain sales and got everything that you need already. So you were happy to not get another rice cooker. You know what I mean? So for those, it works out because they planned ahead.
Yeah, and there's so many scenarios that we can discuss.
Yeah, this is true.
It's very broad, very broad.
It is. While I have you on, let me hit the last four. So you have Colombia, that at 3,300, that is the average wedding cost. 5,890 is the average yearly individual salary, and 43% of Colombians go into wedding debt. Well, couples, not Colombians, but couples. Couples in Colombia reported the lowest guest counts and the shortest planning time. But the average cost at their wedding is $3,300, which is also low in comparison. But they end up having 43% of these couples going into wedding debt. Then you have Chile.
But it is a higher ratio of the income.
Well, yes, it is. You have Chile next, 7,400, a little bit more than half what the average individual salary is, being 13,610. And again, I'm giving you individual annual salaries. It's a couple getting married. So,
yeah. And that's very broad also, because if you have a couple getting married, maybe only one has a job. Or maybe only one is making the average salary and the other one is making half the average salary.
Okay. Then let's do a wedding that costs half the average.
Again, that would be basic logic. And that doesn't seem to apply to most of these situations.
Right. So in Chile, you have 45% of couples going into wedding debt. There's a tie next with Brazil and Chile. With so their own is kind of interesting. Did I say Brazil and Chile? Brazil and Peru. In Peru, the average wedding cost is $7,700. The average yearly individual salary is $5,960. This debt I can understand. People in Peru just don't need to get married. The average wedding costs are the lowest in South America, but the average individual salary is also low, which makes it hard for couples in those countries to cover wedding costs. Individual salary $5,960, wedding cost $7,700. They need to stop getting married.
Whoa.
In Brazil, average wedding cost $6,600. Average yearly individual salary $86,10. You see, average yearly salary is still more than the average. One country had the average yearly
cost higher than the salary.
Yeah. Right, one country. But it's tied for the highest number of couples getting into wedding debt. 47% of Brazilian couples get into wedding debt. A majority, 57% of Brazilian couples reported having their weddings in their hometown. Brazil also surveyed as the country with the highest percentage of couples who went into wedding debt, tying with Peru. I don't know what kind of weddings they have in these countries. I know the ones that I've seen in the US.
What is considered elaborate based on the budget?
Your guess is as good as mine at this point. But as a DJ, myself, as an MC, I am available for weddings. And if you want to spend and get into wedding debt to use my services, I'm not going to tell you that you shouldn't. Just know that if you do what I do, I'm having a wedding, I'm going to the courthouse. That's just me. I'm sorry.
And you don't have to be sorry either.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying it to make them feel better.
Oh.
So now I end up having an abbreviated musical therapy, and I really need the therapy tonight, because this here. But thank you, Marlon. Thank you.
This will make you need some therapy, but musical therapy is better than rum therapy. So
I beg to differ. But we can do a survey.
There's no reason why we can't have both, by the way.
There you go. See? Logic wins in the end.
Logic wins again.
There we go. Marlon, much respect. Thank you for chiming in. Looking forward to your show on Wednesday. Mondays have been rough for me, but I truly look forward to your show on Wednesday.
Well, I give thanks, and I look forward to yours as well. So
well, it's Marlon's favorite night shift show, Real Talk.
It certainly is.
And this Wednesday, I guess I can put it out there. since I had already put the meme out there and I told people to look out for the memes because they have something to do with Wednesday's show. It basically gives it away. We're looking at the difference between motivation and manipulation and influencing. So.
Aha.
Yeah.
My ears will be glued for that.
Well, get your fingers ready to jump into the stew pot and or dial in, whichever way you want to take it. I don't know if the J crew would be available for that one. Putting it out there, Julian, Jessica, just putting it out there. All right, musical therapy time. Let me get out of here and wind down and ease it back. Do I have more new music to play? I don't know. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what we get to. Marlon, big ups, Bridget. Thank you.
Peace and blessings, my brother.
All right, enough love. Kicking it off tonight in musical therapy, a little King Charles and Tiffany Silver. Track called Spend the Night from King Charles' album Still Searching. This now for Tiffany Silver.
Can you spend the night with me? Oh yeah, 'cause the way you look tonight, baby, you make me wanna sing and I say ooh, I don't want to go well. Girl, with meditation, so I will never see the love run dry. Oh yeah, a long time me no see your girl. Come make we spend some time and all a nice vibe now. Me have something for your girl. Me know you want it cause me can see it in your eyes now, baby. And we can take the time to ease your mind and steam up the sensei. Cause tonight me need some company. So, girl, I want your body. Baby, put it on me. You know I'm gon' please you and I know that you gon' please me. Girl, I want your body. Baby, put it on me. You know I say you have a bedtime, but me have a question to ask you. Can you spend the night with me? Oh yeah, 'cause the way you look tonight, baby, you make me wanna sing and I say ooh, I don't want to go well. Girl, with meditation, so I will never see the love run dry. You tell me, say you need me, and you love me, and you know, say no other man like me, no they out there, but I can be your hero, girl, because me don't say you know, say we a go both way. And when you fly past the clouds, never know, say you woulda light off the pound. Never know, say you woulda tear off me clouds. Baby, girl, me why you sing it out low. Tell you, say you need to catch my drift. Love it when you wind go down and dip. Tell you, say me like your style and me like your vibe, so baby, turn it round and flip. Love it every time you call my name. Baby girl, you my city's my pain. Look me in my eyes and drown the night. The way you move ignite my flame. You spend the night with me. Oh yeah. So when you look tonight, baby, you make me wanna sing it and I say ooh, I don't want to well. Girl, with meditation, so I will never see the love run dry. Oh yeah.
Me and you and me, we were meant to be so happily, so happy. King and queen, we shall arise. We are gonna rule the world that can't disguise. Baby, take my hand and trust that me not gonna wait no time. That's why me really have to love you. You always stay true. You are my dream that has come true. Yeah. In the lights and champagne, roses leading to the bed. Got me weak to me heart, baby. Me know you're ready for me. You're ready for me.
Cause the way you look tonight, baby, you make me wanna sing it.
sound of King Charles working out with Tiffany Silver. You know, I get carried away with this music and some other little things from time to time. 10 minutes to the top of the hour.
When I'm in your arms, it's like I'm in another world.
This is Shanika.
No, I can't deny this love that I have.
Track called Like I Do.
My baby, my one and only. Nobody's gonna love you like I do. Baby boy, I can't resist your kiss and tenderness. Even when you're away, you know I never diss. It's funny how they thought I'd never be around. Thought I'd never hold you down. But baby, me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that I give is true. And baby, no one's gonna love you like I do. No, no, never. The haters, they don't wanna see me and you grow together, but I'm down for you. And you're down for me. Baby, yes, I'm down for you. We are down for each other. Life can't get no better with you. I can see much clearer with you. No better love out there than this, I swear. And anytime you need me, baby, call me. I'll be a genie in a bottle, always pick you up when you're down. Never wanna see you wearing a frown, no, no. Me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that I give is true. And baby, no one's gonna love you like I do. No, no, never. The haters, they don't wanna see me and you grow together, but I'm down for you. And you're down for me. Baby, yes, I'm down for you. We are down for each other. Life can't get no better with you. I can see much clearer with you. No better love out there than this, I swear. Baby boy, I can't resist your kiss and tenderness. Even when you're away, you know I never diss. It's funny how they thought I'd never be around. Thought I'd never hold you down. But baby, me and you forever. When bad man come, we're laughing together. The only one that I need is you. This love that I give is true. And baby, no one's gonna love you like I do. No, no, never. And haters, they don't wanna see me and you grow together. Kiss me out of the blue. Swing, swing, swing.
This is on a Tammy T.
You wear the shoes and I will wear the
Just kiss me.
kiss me.
If it's even just our chops.
Beneath the milky twilight, lead me out on the moonlit floor. Lift your open hand, strike up the band, and make the boy fly dance to the moon sparkling. Ooh, 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 ooh. So kiss me. Looking at the beautiful sunshine.
New music from the Twiggerific one.
Disappointing thoughts of you. Cloud.
It's called Incapable.
Never liked the treatment the last time. I never understand why were you so unkind. So bad I didn't give you my love. Years gone by. So bad I didn't give you my touch. It never ever crossed my mind. But glad you showed me the sign was incapable of love. I did not want to get into your way of your relationship, boy, that's all you have to say. You're playing hide and seek when I'm around. Maybe you did not trust yourself. You avoided me when I'm down. So glad I didn't give you my love. Years gone by. So glad I didn't give you my good love. It never ever crossed my mind. So glad you showed me the sign of your I said God, you were my best friend. God, you were my best friend. Looking at the beautiful sunshine, disappointing thoughts of you cloud my mind. Never liked your treatment the last time. I never understand why were you so unkind. So glad I didn't give you my love. So glad I didn't give you my good night. It never ever crossed my mind. But glad you showed me
She called me on the phone, asking would I be coming home. She's feeling all alone.
A little new music from Little Kirk.
Was way too cute.
This one is called That's the Way Love Goes.
Her body's calling me.
I need to work on a little chit chat with Little Kirk. Dropping the little and adding the Davis. Kirk Davis. I want to thank you each and everyone for tuning in tonight. Truly appreciate it. Catch you tomorrow. Healthy love. You know this whole thing about this GM food thing.
She don't believe a word I say.
Ah boy. Now they want to do genetically modified salmon. Let's talk about it.
She asked me why and where did she go wrong. She said she thought this love was strong. She didn't know that all along that I was lying in a man's girl's arms. Selfish of me, she never crossed my path. But there I was, seeking love on the side, and I could never tell her where
I gotta bounce on out of here, but never fear. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again, 10 till midnight, right here. The Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew on kevinstew.com. That's the way love goes, and that's the way I go. I'm out of here. priceless? Consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulseemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.